Hey, what's up, you guys? Kaiser here, and we're back with another full body workout. So, without further ado, let's get into the workout. So, as you can see here, I'm doing squats, particularly ATG squats or ass to grass squats. Um, the reason I'm doing this is because I want to focus a little bit more on the quads, and I really want to capitalize of that full range of motion since I'm really going all the way down, right? And this one also allows me to get more out of less weight, right? So meaning I don't have to overload it in order to reap the benefits of the squats. Hence why I'm doing ATG squats, right? And you might say, well, why not just do, a standard powerlifting or low bar type of squat, right? And the reason for that is because I already do box squat, which I think is more beneficial for my goal because I think it has more transferability in grappling than, let's say, a squat, right? So I think it kind of just defeats the whole purpose of doing a box squat if I were to do a conventional squat here. So that's why I decided to just do an ass to grass squat, right? So, and this one is basically a lighter day. So, and that's kind of what I'm doing here. So, lighting up the weight for higher reps. Although I don't know if you would consider 6 a higher rep, right? So, typically I would do this for 3 sets of 8, but because I don't feel as recovered and I feel a little bit weak here, I decided to just cut down my reps. So instead of doing 3 by 8, I'm doing this for 3 by 6 instead. Right now, I don't know if you can tell, but the video looks like the weight is flying easy, but in my mind I was actually struggling here a little bit, right? My knee was starting to cave in, right? That's how weak I felt, but it is what it is. We'll listen to our body this time and not risk anything, just so we don't get injured, and so we can do more squats in the future, right? There's no sense in upping the ego and lifting this and then for what, only to pull something, right? And then not be able to do it for the following weeks because you're gonna spend that time recovering instead of doing the lifts that you love doing, right? So let's lower the ego a little bit here. It sucks that I wasn't able to get my desired volume, but we'll definitely get it next time, right? Right now we just got to listen to our body and meet whatever our body is asking us. So up next here is barbell row. So if you notice here, I'm not keeping a 100% strict form here because the goal for me here is to yank the weight and be as explosive as I can. I used to put barbell rows on heavy days, but I have since switched them to lighter days because I think it makes more sense to put them on lighter days. And by the way, I've switched this with barbell shrugs. So barbell shrugs used to be on lighter day, but I switched barbell row to heavy day just because it makes more sense for barbell row to be on a heavy day because you can load it up with a lot of weight and then yank it for a lot of reps too without getting injured. But also for barbell row, I find it a little bit difficult to keep the form strict the heavier you go, and also the progression starts slowing down the heavier you get. So, and I want to make sure that my form is still as crisp as possible when I'm doing barbell rows. So that's why I decided to put barbell row in lighter days instead. So here's your good old ring dip. Again, nothing too special here, just doing a standard time-tested bodyweight exercise. Honestly, I would have loved doing dips more, but because I don't have a dip bar, I decided to, use whatever I got here to do dips. I was actually debating whether I was going to do weighted ring push-ups or ring dips, but I decided to do ring dips instead because I personally like it better than push-ups, right? And it just feels more mentally challenging, right? Which I like. So I actually intended for this to be 3 sets of 20, 15, and 15, but it didn't quite go as planned. But still proud of myself for being able to do 20 reps in the first set with ring dips, especially because it's so unstable and it's really hard to collect yourself while you're doing this movement, right? So I was only able to get 12 reps on the final set, which kind of sucks a little bit, but hopefully we'll be able to do 15 next time or even higher reps. So I believe this is my third set. So as you can see here, I'm really trying to pace myself here. I'm doing pauses here and there just to make sure that my form is still nice and crisp. All right, so no problem, we'll get it next time. And here's your obligatory neck extension. Again, nothing too special here, just doing this so we can make sure that our neck is nice and strong, and so we don't break it during break falls in jiu-jitsu, right? So that's the last thing we want, is to be able to break our neck, especially when you're doing somersaults and stuff like that. There's a tendency for your neck to make contact with the mat, or especially if you misgroove it, your neck is going to be able to support your whole body. Here's another angle. I feel like my form could be a little bit better here because it looks like my upper back is doing some movement here. Maybe I'll even lower the weight or lower the reps just so I can focus on technique more. But yeah, this is actually my third set because I forgot to film the first set, but it's whatever, same idea. Here's your standard neck curl. Again, nothing too special here, just work in the front of the neck, right? You don't want to just work. I mean, technically I should be doing the sides, but from my experience, I don't really see any difference or any change, because when I do neck extension and when I do neck curls, I find that the side is still getting pumped. So I thought there's really no sense of doing side raises for the neck, and I kind of just thought it was a bit redundant. So yeah, I feel like if you just do your neck extension and you do your neck curls, your side will be covered just fine, right? But again, it's still an option, right? If you want to incorporate neck side raises into your routine, you're more than welcome to do so, because obviously you want to be able to make sure that there's no weak links, right? So personally, I'd much rather do neck extensions and then do neck curls, because I feel that it covers my neck for the most part. So but yeah, you gotta make sure the front, I mean, if you're gonna be minimalist with your neck training, at least do front and back, and don't just do a neck extension, or don't just do a what do you call it, a neck curl, right? You want to be able to make sure you cover the back and then the front. And here's your band face pull. I really like doing these because it keeps my shoulders nice and healthy. It keeps them nice and mobile too, right? When I stopped doing these, my shoulders started getting tight, and that's kind of when I realized how really important this exercise is, because I used to always do this at the end of every workout, and my shoulder would just be gliding like butter, nice and smooth, really good mobility. But when I stopped doing this, that's when I started having trouble with my shoulder, especially when I started boxing too. So I stopped doing these for a while just because I got really lazy with it, and it really gave me trouble because it really started pulling my posture forward. So you want to make sure you do your face pulls at the end of the workout. Also helps out your posture, right? But yeah, guys, that's the workout. If you like this video, click the like down below, and yeah, like and subscribe.